Hello and welcome to Night in Games. Today we are going to be taking a quick look at a game that came out not too long ago. It only came out I think about a week and a bit ago, called Consortium. It is kind of hard to classify. I suppose it's kind of an RPG. It's got a lot of dialogue based stuff and very admittedly light sort of combat mechanics as well. I'm going to be kind of handling this game with some pretty heavy kids gloves for this one for a number of reasons. There's a number of issues that I have with this game, but I'm going to be probably going pretty easy on this game because number one, it's developed by a company called Interdimensional Games. And this is their very first game that they've ever released. So right off the bat, that kind of buys them some leeway in my books. Secondly, it's a budget title, just like Mars Warlogs, Contrast. It's a $20 game, and it's trying to do some really complex things, something you'd expect in a AAA $60 title. It's got stuff like it has very complex dialogue system, and depending on how you react or treat NPCs in the game is going to change how the game plays out. It's got what else is there that's pretty cool. They're planning to do a total of 3 games in total, including this one, and much like a lot of BioWare style games, you'll be able to import saves, and all the decisions you made in previous games will have ramifications on the new ones. So there's a lot of stuff in place that is pretty impressive for a first game out. It doesn't necessarily reach all the goals it may set for itself. It's not doing everything quite on par with the AAA title, but the simple fact that they're trying to is really impressive. And the kind of quality you're getting for a $20 game is still pretty impressive. And lastly, the last reason that I'm going to be giving a lot of leeway to this game is the developers ran into a lot of trouble when they released this. It was released, I believe, on the 8th of January. And on day one release, it was revealed that there's a number of severe game-breaking bugs in the game. It was really unfortunate. A lot of people couldn't play the game past a certain point. The game would just crash out and had a lot of performance issues. And something you don't often see in modern gaming, when this huge catastrophe occurred, the gaming company actually came out. They offered a heartfelt and genuine apology. They took full responsibility for all of the problems people were having. They explained why there were all these issues coming about, what they had missed, and they also offered a fairly general, a general idea of what it was they were going to do to fix these problems, a general schedule for updates and news. It took them, I think, a little over a week to sort out all the problems, to hammer them all out, and over that week they provided, I think, 3 different updates, 3 different little sort of news releases. And they've been really good about keeping in contact with their consumer base, which is really impressive, seeing as how it seems like today most gaming companies just lock the fuck down whenever something goes wrong and don't say a damn thing about it. So that, in my books, is amazing. The fact that they would do that, they would treat their customers like human beings instead of walking bank cards or some shit like that, like most companies do these days. So for that reason alone, I'm gonna give it a lot of leeway in a lot of the problems I have here. But anyways, that's enough of a run-up. Let's get into this game. I'm probably going to be providing a lot of the backstory for you instead of the game doing it, because that's one of the issues that I have, is you kind of walk into this game a little blind. The setting for this game is thus. I'm playing as me, sitting in front of my computer right now. And what we're supposedly doing in the context of this game is contacting a satellite that's in orbit that will use some kind of wormhole-y weirdness or something to take over someone's body in the not-so-distant future. In a world that's been sort of there's some wars going on, and we are going to take over the body of someone on a sort of spaceship slash jet thing. It's kind of hard to explain, but let's just get into it. We'll go with intermediate, I guess. Here we go. You are about to activate a temporal rift through space and time which will allow unprecedented access to an alternate version of Earth. In the year 2042, you will be given speech and motor control over another human being within this other world and will be responsible for altering and improving upon the world's regular course of events through informed action. This decision is not to be taken lightly. Everyone you are about to meet is real, and everything you do will affect countless lives with limitless consequences. By pressing agree below, you are accepting these responsibilities henceforth placed upon you. So there we go. We can do more information and it'll tell us a bunch of stuff about things. Blah, 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 blah. Back! Anyways, let's get into this. So we're going to show up on a sort of a... looks like a big jumbo jet called the Zenlil. It can go into space, apparently. And it's kind of a flying fortress. Lots of weapons and shields and all kinds of technological craziness. And we're taking over, I believe it's Bishop 6. And that's going to be really confusing for, I think, everyone, because it was confusing as fuck for me. But all of the people on the ship have sort of a ranking hierarchy, and they're all based off of chess. So the head of our sort of alliance are called the King and the Queen. The person in charge of this ship is called the Knight. There's rooks and bishops. Rooks and bishops are kind of the senior staff, I would guess. Rooks tend to be sort of stuff like engineering, pilot, stuff like that. Bishops, it seems, are sort of like a security weapons expert. And then everyone beneath them are pawns, and they all have numbers. So we're taking over someone called Bishop 6. I believe the commander of the Zenlil is Knight 5 or something like that. And then there's a number of different rooks and a whole bunch of pawns. And so we're probably not going to be actually learning too many names here. It'll all be Bishop 6, it'll be Pawn 27, it'll be Rook 23. It gets a little confusing, but it's interesting nonetheless, if nothing else. So here we go, jacking into the Matrix or something. And there's the Zenlil. And there's lots of these weird sort of staticky moments which are supposed to represent sort of our connection to this satellite as we make the connection to the future. So this is supposed to be us sort of traveling through time, I guess, making the connection, taking over the body of Bishop 6. Weird writing. Okay. Oh, there we go. Is that us? I think that's us. Is that me? Nope, that's not. Oh no. We're facing one hell of a storm. Whoa. Hello?
Early this morning at the port of Felixstowe, 21 workers were found dead in a cargo container ship.
What?
The ship had initiated auto-docking
procedures. And here's the beginning of our conversation system. It's controlled by the function keys, and it also has a timer. If you time it out, you won't respond.
It's Rook 25. Will you open the door?
And that's the latest from here in London. I'm Malcolm Thomas.
I guess we'll open the door. Hello.
Lights. Much better.
Thank you.
Not so sorry to wake you, Bishop. We thought you should know about our little escort.
Ah. Escort? Should we be worried? Now here's the thing. In this game, no one is aware that we have taken over this body. They think we're just Bishop 6. So we can really go into weird territory if we start questioning them about who they are and who we are and what the hell's going on.
We just met 2 hours
We'll do this a
ago.
little bit. Right, so where exactly are we? Okay then, okay, we'll do that.
At the moment, we're about 45,000 feet over central Bulgaria.
Okay. Oh, yes, and if you walk away and turn away like that, you'll leave the conversation if you time out. What plane are we in?
What? Are you kidding me?
Just humor me, you bitch. Rook 25, Alana Boyle.
Are you feeling alright? You're on a C-3800 Consortium command vessel, codenamed Zenlil.
Right. And I still don't know who you are. And what does all that mean? Let's show that one.
This isn't very funny, new guy. But you know,
Chop.
let's see where this goes. My name is Alana Boyle, codename Rook 25. I am your weapons and combat specialist. Do you know what your name is?
No, I don't. I am your commanding officer. Let's go with Bishop line.
I'm not going to answer that. What the hell is wrong with you?
Shut up. I'm your commanding. I should have gone
So
with
let's
that
get
one,
you
I guess.
suited up and ready to kick some homeless arse.
Oh,
Here are your basic
spare
Consortium
uniform.
tools. You got your PCU, BUS and assault helmet, all specifically tailored to fit you nice and snug.
Right. And what exactly does all that mean? Did you just say kick some homeless arse?
Yes, I did. The group we're up against here are unofficially called the
Whoa.
Homeless Mercenaries.
There's a lot of these sort of random turbulence instances and stuff like that, just to mix things up. And now what is this PCU and BUS?
I'm not surprised you've never used this equipment before. The bloody BUS alone is so expensive. We're one of the only agencies in the world who use it. Think SSK, only with built-in hardpoint sockets.
I hope this means something to someone, because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, lady. Think SSK. What is SSK?
Spider Silk Kevlar. Are you sure you're alright? The K mentioned your final mission for your last outfit was a real mess. Nearly got yourself killed.
Yeah. Well, I'm fine.
Well, yippee-ki-yay, mother goddess. Aren't you the little eager one?
Yippee-ki-yay. What is that about?
What? I guess you never seen that movie. And, well, I'm also heathen.
Oh,
You probably expected me to be guardian church like my brother, right?
no. I guess. Who?
Nowadays, everyone expects everyone to be associated with them.
Yeah. Me too. I believe the Guardian Church is helping mankind. The Guardian Church can't be trusted. What is the Guardian Church?
Right. Well, if you've honestly been living in another dimension
Yeah, I have.
for the past 30 years or
Yep.
so, you may want to look up the Guardian Church on an information
Oh,
console.
I don't
You
want
know what? You're acting a little lopsided.
You're acting
Maybe
a little
you should go
bitchy.
and see Rook 13 in the med bay. I'll tell him you may be coming.
Well,
It's your choice whether or not to go, of course, but I think it's better to be safe, right?
right.
We don't want a banged up bishop on our hands.
Are you coming on to me? Yeah.
Will you please suit up now?
You're not the boss of me. I'm your commanding officer, I
Don't
think.
just stand there,
Oh,
bishop.
shut up.
Equip your damn...
Fine. You
Now,
happy?
Pawn 7 and I have some CCU maintenance to take care of in the lower crawl. Feel free to wander the ship and meet your new crew, or maybe hit up the virtual trainer and complete your bishop training. The VT is at the end of the hall, next to the elevator. Oh, and don't forget to go and get your CMC from the K. You can find her in mission operations at the end of the hall to your right.
Righto. Well then, that was all weird. And here's one of the things I don't much care for in this game. A lot of the background information is provided via this. It's your codex sort of thing, and it's just massive. It's tons and tons of information, and you basically have to sit here and read it all if you want. I mean, you can go through this game without ever opening this if you want, but you're going to end up going into tons of conversations completely blind, and you'll have no idea what's going on with anything. This is really, like, my biggest issue with this game is it kind of breaks your immersion a lot. When you gotta basically jump out of the game, like, it's like hundreds of thousands of words, just really long, hundreds of pages on all kinds of different subjects, and you're just kind of left here to slog through them. Oh god, and I'm not going to be, just so you know. But yeah, I really wish it was introduced in a slightly more organic way, you know, because it's just, I really don't like having to do this. It would be really nice if you could, like, pick them up as you go or something like that. If when you're wandering around the ship you find little diaries or something that'll give you pertinent information at the time, instead of just having to come back to your room and read through paragraph after paragraph on just all kinds of... Oh, it's not great. I don't like this part, but unfortunately it's here. So yeah, we're not going to be doing that though. I've only read a couple of them because it's just too much. It's too much too soon with no real benefit right off the bat.
Good afternoon, sleepyhead.
Oh, well, how are you, Pawn 19 Carla
Yes, Bishop?
Croft?
What can I do for you?
I'm only curious, what are you up to? Can you tell me what there is to do for fun around here?
I suppose the information console could be considered fun, unless you're like me and have already read everything on it 20 times over.
You're insane.
Maybe try talking to Rook 9 in the cockpit. That's always an adventure.
Thought you were going to be something special there, Carla, but you just want me to read boring shit. What do you do for fun?
I like to work.
Oh.
If I've got nothing to do, then I'll find a job or ask Rook 9. Every minute of this gig is like taking a long, scented steam bath.
Really?
Others, though, you'll usually find off-duties down in the barracks with their heads in VR decks.
You're kind of boring, sweetheart. So, where's my VR deck then?
It's not like the Consortium supplies them. You really didn't bring your own deck? Well then, welcome to the club.
Oh. What were you doing before I interrupted you?
I was just checking on something for Rook 9. He's a little concerned because we can't seem to track Angelov's location of transmit.
Oh.
Usually Zenlil can pinpoint where he's contacting us from, but not today.
Rook 9. How many rooks are aboard right now?
Only the 3. Rook 9's the ship's captain.
Right.
Rook 25, your combat specialist.
Okay.
And Rook 13, the onboard doctor. You know Knight 15, of course, and the rest of us are pawns.
Knight 15.
Right now there's about 10 of us on board, give or take.
Okay. So you can't find Angelov. Is this a major problem? What does a Consortium pawn do exactly? How can you stand being called a pawn?
Everything. Most of them consist of every variety scientist you could imagine, and they monitor and investigate issues related to their particular field. And then there's some like myself, who are Wade slaves. Or engineers, if you like. We keep Zenlil going and all systems flowing.
Right.
Anyway, if you don't mind, I have to go check in with Rook 9
Okay.
now. Hey, and try to avoid Pawn 1 if you want to keep from screaming at someone on your first day.
Well, I'll do what I can, Carla Croft. Is that your name? Yes. Okay, so this is just to jump ahead in the story a bit. There was apparently Bishop 6 is a replacement bishop. There was a Bishop 8 here who took some actions which were a little questionable, and he got himself killed, I think. Hello? I hear talking.
I see. Well, if there's anything else I can do to help. Thank you, sir.
Oh, I guess it was Carla talking to Rook 9, was it? We can also recycle certain objects around here, turning them into energy, which then we can use in our little armor system. This is our armor, which we can get all kind of little plugins here, like shield generators and stuff that'll decrease weapon damage and all kinds of stuff like that. And eventually we'll get some weapons which we can put on down here. Can't get in there. We'll explore the ship a bit. We'll go down to the infirmary, because I believe that is one of our things. Talk to Rook 13 in the medical bay. Rook 13 is a bit of a douche. He's not really, he's just a fucking robot man. I don't understand, but he's kind of weird. And we can do all kinds of stuff here on the Zenlil. We can go up and down. There's 3 decks as well as a bunch of crawl spaces, and the lights are dead! Ah! Someone turn the lights back on, please. Thank you. See, we've got some crawl space here, which I can't really... You can get in here. It's just kind of awkward. Get in! Crouch and jump, maybe? Oh, well, fine. Open the door. Open the door! God damn it. I have to go through here. I don't really want to. There we go. Okay, the door's open somehow. What do we got? This is engineering.
You know it as well as I do, Patricia.
Do you really want to get into this now? She could come back from the crawl at any second.
Do I look like I care? Let her hear me. I do not deserve this kind of treatment, and it's time she understands this.
What kind of treatment? You've only been here a month and you're already complaining.
She does not need to treat us like ants to be stomped on.
Can we just get back to work, please?
Fine. But I will not let her push me around anymore.
Yes, yes, whatever you say.
Yeah. What she said. Anytime you do something in this game that you are like not supposed to do or something, you'll get these little staticky seconds here where, like, if I punch her, I'll get all kinds of interruption to our connection to the satellite.
Good afternoon, Bishop. I'm sorry you had to hear all that.
Yeah, me too. It's not my problem. What is Pawn 4's problem? Just like my being here, I had no choice. Okay.
Rook 25's just been acting a little... well, a little more
That's
spirit.
kind of awkward, dude.
And Pawn 4 here just thinks he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Doesn't understand why she can't be nice to him.
You've got a railing in
She's
your
been
crotch.
acting like a real bitch. Apparently she's been like this since Bishop 8 left.
Really? Do you have to swear? You tolerate this cross, blah 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 blah. What the hell should I say? Let's go with...
I think he's kind of funny. But I can assure you, Rook 25 does not, well, share my opinion.
You and I, we both know she loves me.
Okay. Well, I don't think I like you very much. Can we maybe talk about something without him? Oh, what? You're both pretty scared of Rook 25, aren't you?
Are you kidding me? I'm not even remotely scared of that.
Yes, the answer is yes. She's sort of a scary lady. And it's no surprise considering all those awful horror movies she's been getting from her brother since he came aboard.
So Rook 13 is also new here, like me.
Yes, him and Pawn 4 came here on board together, actually. Oh, what, about a month ago now. Is that right, 4?
Yes, the Irishman and I came aboard, 32 days ago.
That was weird. Tell me what it is what does you do around here? 32.
Other than babysit Pawns 4 and 7, on a regular day, my job consists of mostly mission pod maintenance and repairs. We're currently running on a skeleton crew, however, and so I tend to handle quite a bit more.
Right. Anything else you can tell me? What do you do for
If
fun?
I didn't know better, I'd call that a pickup line.
Not necessarily.
Oh, what do I do for fun around here? Eat up the virtual trainer, I suppose. We're only allowed to run Bishop training scenarios,
Right.
and I guess I've kind of found a hobby in it. I can splatter those automatons like nobody's business.
And what if it was meant as a pickup line? Maybe you can splatter some together sometime. As friends.
You are really not what I expected. Not at all.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Bishop, but I've got some work in upper avionics to take care of. Wade mentioned something about environmental monitors acting funny, and he wants me to check it out.
Right. Your eyes are kind of stuck there, sweetie. Okay. Weird. What else is there to do? We can go down to the med bay, which is at the back of here. But first we're going to run into someone who's taking a poop, if I remember. Hello? Who's in there? Oh. What are you doing?
I was only doing some maintenance?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you noticed that, did you? Fine. We only have one official washroom to use, Bishop. One. And the lights in the washroom are currently broken, plus we often have up to 20 officers aboard at the same time. I am one of the smart ones coming down here.
Ah. So do maintenance and fix the damn light. You're certainly passionate about this.
If you want, call it a pet peeve of mine. Now, I should really get back to my duties.
What are your duties then? Oh, that's just immature, but I'm still gonna laugh at it.
Well, I am an engineer first and foremost, and my duties break down to about 30% fixing problems and 70% waiting for something to go wrong. Today has actually been rather busy.
Been busy with your duties? Why is today been so busy? Oh, that's not funny. I'm sorry. Why was today so
To be
busy?
honest, we don't know. Not yet, anyway. Wade has the king looking into it. It's strange. Lights are randomly turning on and off. The elevator's been acting on its own. Doors keep locking and unlocking at random. They'll figure it out. And I have to get back to work.
Right.
Bishop?
Duties. Okay,
The
so
Consortium Energy
we are going to
Assault
skip ahead a
Rifle,
little bit
or
here, and we're
SEER,
going to do
is
some
your
VR
best
stuff,
non-lethal
try and
combat
get used to some
solution.
combat and various other things in this game. So we need to go and get our weapons so we can save some civilians. Here we go. Pick up the Consortium.
Using its primary firing mode, the Seer projects a multi-target sonic pulse that can knock down nearly any unshielded enemy.
So it does. Incapacitate! Quit being a jerk! Incapacitate. And incapacitate. And
After bringing
take
your
our
enemies
weapons.
down, get up close and stick them with nanites to
kinetic
incapacitate
assault
them
rifle,
indefinitely.
or CAR,
Notice
is
that
your
you can
alternate
inject
combat
multiple
weapon
targets
choice.
simultaneously.
And unlike
That was
the
kinda
Seer,
weird.
It does not need utility energy to function and instead requires physical ammunition.
What do you got? You've got some ammo. So now we actually have a real gun. And we'll take all these guys' ammo and stuff. I have no idea what we're supposed to be doing now, though, because she kind of talked over herself there. Oh, what? Am I supposed to be picking these things up?
Nice work, Bishop. The kinetic
Oh shit, hold on. I'm gonna have to vent some stuff to be able to get it.
comes equipped with lethal rounds capable of tearing bad guy shields to shreds.
There we go.
It is also equipped with Consortium-issue non-lethal shock grenades that can fire just about any type of grenade on the market.
Right. Ha! Take that! Incapacitate. Because I hit them with non-lethal attacks. Take that! Incapacitate him. Are you still alive or are you dead? I have another weapon now. Now we've got shotgun. Take all, which included a shield node, which I can pop on, and will give us some extra protection. Oops, oops, oops. Put that on there. Put this one on here. See what else we got around here. Some more garbage. You've got another one. We'll put that on as well. Guess we'll take those. What do you got? Oh! I think we're being kicked out of the VR simulator. Hello? Loading. Obtain your CMC from night 15. So, that's basically, yeah. I think we'll probably end up doing that. We'll just go up and talk to the knight, who should be in command somewhere. This is sort of the command center. Here. And this
6. Welcome to Mission Operations.
is night 15.
First things first, here is your Consortium mind communicator.
Oh, thank you.
Please,
Ah!
just call it a CMC. Hearing Consortium mind communicator over and over just gives me a headache.
What about this? Does this give you a
Consortium
headache?
officers only need to think what we'd like to say to each other, and the CMC will do the rest.
Shouldn't we be dealing with those fighters outside? Can you hear me? Hello?
Loud and clear. It'll take some time for you to get used to the feeling, but you'll get it.
You mean the feeling of having voices in
Well,
my
yes,
head?
actually. After a short while, though, it becomes like second nature. I promise.
Quit watching me. Shouldn't we be dealing with those fighters outside? Yeah, I didn't know if you noticed, but there's fighters outside.
Let him sweat it out. Maybe he'll lose interest and go away.
Angelov has done this plenty of times before. Once we clear Bulgarian airspace, he'll scamper off to whatever cave he crawled out of.
Right. So this isn't your first encounter with him. Sounds like you're not a fan.
Isn't that obvious? We've been dealing with him and his homeless mercs since his president father sided with us a couple years back.
I say we shut them down once and for all. And I'm guessing you're not his biggest fan.
He can be amusing at times. Mostly, though, he's a pig.
Okay, so let's put this pig down. Can I speak with him?
Not this time, 6. No offense, but I don't exactly know you very well just yet. And the last thing I need is another couple of deaths on my conscience.
Right, another couple.
Only a month ago, we came across Kirill and his men, exactly as now. Angelov and Bishop 8, your predecessor, got into a fairly violent spitting match. Against my orders, 8 took control of manual weapons and shot down 2 of Angelov's men. A week later, he retired.
And this is the first time we've seen Angelov since.
Okay. Don't you think Kirill is looking for revenge?
Revenge? It would take another 200 of those F-35s to even scratch us. They're a level 2 threat,
Where the hell
which
they
means
go?
the king is well aware of what Angelov is capable of.
Oh, hello, there's one. Except he's a level 2 threat we can't seem to find.
If you know that much, then you also know the king is looking into it.
It's really nothing to worry about.
I've played enough of these to know you're both wrong. Let's just destroy these I'm just gonna go right out and say you're wrong.
You've played enough of what?
Never mind. We just need to be careful.
Careful. Alright, but you just take a seat now and watch us work. As the boss said, there's really nothing to worry about here.
Yeah,
Look,
right.
You can take on 100 of these fighters without me.
Oh, there it
lifting
is.
a finger.
Okay, Six, before you move on to something else, I wanted you to officially meet Rook 9, Captain of Zenlil.
Hello.
Maybe. Glad to have you here with us. And the name is actually Wade. Just stick to Wade. Lay off the Rook 9 nonsense, eh?
Thanks, Wade. It's great to be here. I wish I knew what was going on around here. I feel like I'm going crazy. Where are you?
Where do you think the pilot would be, mate? The CMC just stuck in your ear can transmit as far as the bloody moon. We've tested it.
Impressive. Everything today is just so overwhelming.
Yeah, I have those days too. Don't worry though, mate. Kirill blusters a lot, but he's pretty much harmless.
I meant I don't know where I am or who you people are. When can I meet this Kirill for myself?
Why in the name of God's bleeding belly would you want to do that? I sure wish I could go back in time and unmeet his greasy ass.
Ew.
So, hey, all kidding aside, give me just a few minutes to finish up this diagnostic, and then I'd like to get a look at you in person.
That's
For
kind of
now,
creepy,
I
dude.
want you to walk around a little and meet your new crew. Most of them are eager to meet you.
What?
Oh, now that's odd.
What's up, buddy boy?
Something just tripped security sensors on Bishop 8's old bus locker.
Ah.
The keypad was accessed.
Why is his bus still aboard?
It's a long story, but essentially the company we use for recycling most of our equipment hasn't been available to pick it up for weeks. So in Bishop 8's old cabin the bus sits. They claim work order issues and double bookings, but I think the whole company is going down.
Should I take a look?
Yeah. Hey, why not? Saves me the trip. I wouldn't be surprised to find it's just another glitch. Zenlil's been acting mighty strange today. Although the bus locker itself is separate from the ship's primary systems right now. It's bloody well disconnected. Well, if you're up for it, I'd appreciate the help. The cabin's right across from yours. You can't miss it.
Right.
Go take a look, and I'll keep an eye out through your CMC.
Will do. Did you just say you'll keep an eye
We
out?
can see through you as long as your CMC is jacked into your head. Didn't anyone tell you anything? Us rooks. And the boss. Yeah, everywhere you go. Except when you go to the bathroom, of course. There's an automated privacy setting.
Wade, your ship's kind of fucked up. The lights keep going on and off. So, Bishop 8. It is, I believe, this one. Lights! Ah!
Wait, lock down that cabin immediately.
Way ahead of your boss.
Is that Pawn 7? But I was just with him 2 minutes ago. What happened?
He's
Rook
dead.
13, will you please quietly get up there? And don't tell Pawn 24 anything. We need to contain this before the whole ship finds out.
Yes, sir. On my way.
Right.
And I'm sorry, Six, but I need you there. At least until Rook 13 can take a look.
Okay. Of course, not a problem. You can't do that. Not a problem.
Good. Just until Rook 13 can determine it was an accident. I'm not about to link some murder on my ship.
Okay, Wade. Let me in.
I didn't punch him a punch.
Oh my God.
Don't worry. It wasn't
I just
me.
let him go on his lunch break. He was complaining about having skipped breakfast.
Don't mind the blood on my hands.
I was only trying to be nice for once.
Alana, you have nothing to blame yourself for. If there is someone to blame for this, then I trust he or she will come forward on their own.
Right.
I am here.
Ugh.
I just can't believe he's dead. I've been such a bitch to him lately.
Yeah.
You are more often than not a bitch to everyone. Not only Pawn 7.
As the K said, you can't blame yourself. Suck it up. Wow, some brother you are.
It's okay, Bishop. Kieran is only saying what he thinks is the right thing to say. He's only trying to make me feel better.
I should
It
punch him.
looks as though someone threw his head against the locker panel, with enough force to nearly cave in his skull. This was absolutely no accident.
No shit.
Thank you, Kieran. You are not going to like this, but I want you all to exit the room immediately. Nobody gets in or out, not until we reach Ireland.
Are you kidding me? At least let us move him to the med containment unit. Here, Kieran, help me put him on the bed.
Don't do it. Crime
Is that
scene.
some kind of joke?
Can't just move a body.
It doesn't matter. Let them move him.
Are you
We've got all
insane?
the evidence we need for our people in Ireland to figure out exactly who else was there.
Alana will also likely stab you in the eye if you try to stop her. My sister can be sometimes over-emotional.
You're both crazy. There's a book.
My book.
What was that, Kieran? Your book? Mind explaining what your book was doing under the dead body of one of my pawns?
I
I
agree.
cannot explain that to you because I do not know. I noticed it was missing from the med bay this morning. I simply assumed someone had borrowed it. I was apparently correct.
I don't trust you. Maybe someone's trying to frame
It's
him.
plausible.
But also highly unlikely. Remember where you two are. This is not some corrupt military. Now,
course
Alana,
not.
I hear your concern, but we can't risk someone seeing you move his body to the med bay. I'm sorry, but forget about the containment unit for now. All of you, listen to me very carefully. This stays between us. I swear that we'll get to the truth when we land in Ireland and we can question everyone individually.
I really don't think waiting is a good idea. Someone on board this plane just killed one of my people and I want to know who. If only so I can personally string him up and throw him in the brig.
I'll help you find the killer.
Thank you, Bishop.
No problem.
This is not a democracy. No matter what you two may think. Now, if you don't mind, get your asses out of that room.
Yes, sir.
This is so bloody insane. A murder on a C-3800. It can't be real.
I'm going back in the crawl.
Right. Well, that's kind of where the story takes off. And I think that's probably where we'll leave it for today.
Initiating emergency protocol 2.
Whoa! Anyways. Whoa!
Well, as you can probably see, Angelov's 2 fighters have just multiplied into 24. Still nothing my girl can't handle.
Anyways.
Six and Kieran. Now is your chance to meet the great Bulgarian nuisance. He's on the holocom now and is acting, well, you'll have to come see for yourselves.
Bishop 6, please report to mission operations.
Shut up. Because this is where I'm leaving for now. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends, get people watching. And, you know, give this game a look if this looks interesting to you. It's still a little rough around the edges. They're still patching some stuff here and there. But it's definitely an interesting thing to check out and get a look at. And like I said, they're planning to do 2 more games after this, which will, I imagine, can only get better. They can only improve on what they've done. And will integrate all of the choices and stuff you make in this one. I'm pausing it because that guy's annoying. And so until next time, good night, sweet internets.